Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The United States of America seeks to invite South Korea to join the Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance, according to a report in the Korea Herald. The news comes days after a US House of Representatives panel had approved the National Defense Authorisation bill for fiscal year 2022, before it is to be voted on by the rest of the House. First introduced on July 2nd by Representatives Adam Smith and Mike Rogers, the bill is primarily meant to officially authorize funding for American military activities and the armed forces for the next fiscal year. This also includes the potential of continued support for intelligence sharing operations with US allies such as the Five Eyes nations. As such, this Five Eyes alliance found mention in the Congressional Subcommittee on Intelligence and Special Operations report. This report reviewed Smith and Rogers' draft bill and provide additional findings on the kind of intelligence operations to consider allocating government resources to. The committee believes that in confronting great power competition from China and Russia, the Five Eyes countries must work closer together, as well as expand the circle of trust to other like-minded democracies, the report said. Along with South Korea, 3 other countries in Japan, India, and Germany were proposed as possible new members. So, in this video, we're going to talk more about what the Five Eyes Alliance is. Five Eyes is an intelligence alliance consisting of the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. The origins of the Five Eyes can be traced back to informal meetings held during the Second World War. In 1941, British and American intelligence members began engaging in secret meetings before signing the Atlantic Charter. The charter was signed in August that year, which listed global objectives for the two countries beyond the conclusion of the war. According to the UK's Government Communications Headquarters, or GCHQ, this charter paved the way for the Britain-USA Agreement, and later the UK-USA Agreement, which was signed in 1946. Declassified UK-USA intelligence documents confirm that the agreement was expanded to include Canada in 1948 and Australia and New Zealand in 1956, thereby creating the Five Eyes Alliance, which is partly due to the past shared Commonwealth heritage between these countries. In other words, this alliance was created during the Cold War, fought between the US and the Soviet Union, as well as their respective allies. Throughout the Cold War, covert intelligence operations were commonplace and often the main currency for the parties involved. As such, alliances needed to share sensitive information regarding their adversaries on all possible fronts available. In the case of Five Eyes, political science professor Andrew O'Neill says that the member nations engaged not only in ocean surveillance, covert action, and human intelligence, but also collection and counterintelligence. These activities also included the echelon surveillance program that has been in place since the 1960s. The Five Eyes countries also frequently shared intelligence with other allied nations in Europe and Asia, also known as third parties during the Cold War. For instance, Japan shared military signals with the United States from the 1969 Sino-Soviet conflict, as well as the 1979 Soviet-led invasion of Afghanistan, Japanese historian Ken Kotani said in the East Asia Forum. After the Cold War ended and the Soviet Union collapsed, the strategic objectives of the Five Eyes changed. The war on terror and later the perceived threats of China and Russia emerged as points of intelligence and spheres of influence. As such, the potential to expand the Five Eyes beyond the Anglosphere has repeatedly been talked about in recent years. For instance, in 2013, US lawmakers requested the then President Barack Obama to include Germany in the alliance, according to a report by Deutsche Welle. In 2019, a US congressional committee led by Representative Adam Schiff pushed for the integration of India, Japan, and South Korea at par with Five Eyes for intelligence sharing as to maintain peace in the Indo-Pacific region. In 2020, India and Japan had joined the Five Eyes nations in an appeal to tech companies to permit backdoor access to encrypted applications on smartphones. If passed by the US House of Representatives and the Senate and signed by President Joe Biden, the National Defense Authorisation bill for fiscal year 2022 will lead to the official expansion of the Five Eyes to the Nine Eyes. However, the South Korean government is yet to express its official stance on a potential expansion of the Five Eyes, and it has cited that the level of discussions in the US remain in a nascent stage, the Korea Herald reported. For The Print, this is Raghav Bikhchandani. For more, log on to theprint.in and follow us on social media.